Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting podcast. Sean Higgs coming at you here. It's Monday, June the 30th. Chip Chirimbes and Doug Upstone, as always, joining me on the Money Monday. And unfortunately, we're not going to see you all till next month. So hopefully you guys will be all right. I got it. Come on, Chip. That's you want to come in with some crazy jokes. That's a good pun.
Yeah,
there.
but
We'll see everybody
they
next
should at
month.
least be funny.
Come on. See you next month. I like that one. I had to say it fast, otherwise I would have forgot to do it at the end of the show.
I know you used it last December 31st. I won't see you for a year. I got that one.
Yeah, see you next year. we got a lot. I got a lot of dad jokes. That's what happens to your dad. I got a bunch of terrible jokes.
You got them all.
We're going to get to a lot of pretty good free picks because last week 6-2 with the free picks here. Not too shabby. And again, we're not going to say because Doug wasn't here. That's why I went 6-2.
I'll say it. I'll go along. I'll go along with it.
I want to think it was like a lot of two-man shows. It was just two packs. I don't know. Whatever reason, we went 6-2. We love to see the free picks do well. They're the free picks. That's why you come here. You put the notification bell on our Winner Circle YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up. We'll get right to it. Again, the free picks are the free picks. But the best bets at GamblersWorld.net. I'm going to ask you guys because I've been on a pretty good baseball run, something like 6-2, 13-5 last week and a half, 2 weeks. So I've been all right with my top plays. We'll just jump right into it. We're going to go right over to Doug, freshly back. Went up to Colorado to watch. He's going to do a little scouting on the Dodgers and the Rockies.
Nice ballpark, by the way. Just they bunched it in the middle of downtown, so it's just kind of crammed in there. But it's a real nice park. Let's see. You can understand when you look and see. Obviously the ball flies further in lighter air. Okay, so when you're at over 5,000 feet, so the ball flies a little easier. It's a very good hitter's park because you have so much room. Okay. Not that we don't know that. We've all seen it, but when you see it visually for the first time, it really knows it. But I do have one quick observation on the Rockies. Okay. And in watching the game, they had all the regular starters in there. They, as bad as they are, they're worse. Okay. That's as simple as I can put it. And here's what I mean by that. In looking at the players, if you went through and took the all 30 teams and you went, top first baseman, 1 to 30, 1 to 30 second base, my observation would be 5 of the Rocky starters are 26 or lower, okay, in terms of their position. And the other 4 players, which would include the DH, those guys are 20 or below. So it's really no coincidence that this team is this bad because they have no talent at all. Yeah. They got some guys with some good batting averages, but those batting averages are basically because they hit at home. Okay, and they got more room.
I can't believe you had 4 guys in the top 20. I thought for sure you'd say they were like 28.
No. I'm sorry, bottom 20. I'm bottom 10. Bottom 10. Excuse me. Bottom 10.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The bottom. I
right,
thought they'd be
20 or lower. Sorry. Yeah, 20 should be 21 or lower. Yes. No, so they're horrible beyond belief. And thankfully, though, the good people of Denver that are fans there, it's incredible. They just love to go to watch baseball and off just to go see the Dodgers. Literally there wasn't. So the stadium was probably 80% full Wednesday night when I went, and the third base side, the first 2 sections were 95% Dodger fans. 95%. Okay. Just everybody was Dodgers. So that was something to see. But yeah, they're horrible. And how bad you think they are, they're equally as bad as what you think. And they play that way.
There you go. Insight from boots on the ground, Colorado.
Right. Hey, exactly.
There will be no Rocky free pick probably ever in the show going forward. I don't think we'll ever see them make the cut during this baseball season, unfortunately.
Well, hey, if you want to sign me up for one of these weeks, I'm more than happy to take the burden. I'm ready.
Look at this guy. All right, I'll remember that during football season because I always have you
do that to me anyway, so might as well do it now.
The problem is that, and we're going to get to one of these games today in Chip's matchup again. We're doing free picks here. We're joking on Colorado. Sorry Denver fans, you got to break. You got the Broncos at least coming for you in another month and a half. So we'll talk about those in a second. But speaking of big lines, free picks here at the Winner Circle channel. Chip gets a big line here with the Phillies and the Padres. I'm thinking, all right, Padres pretty good team, Phillies pretty good team. Should be a respectable line. 225 with Cy Young hopeful on the hill here. And this is basically because you pull up a spot starter in Matt Waldron, who last year, Chip, serviceable starter. Let's be honest, you're going to pull out a guy for, what do you have, 25 starts last year, 26 starts, a 4 ERA, 4.6. That's fine. I think a lot of teams would take a 4 or 5 starter deep back end of rotation guy who's going to go 5-6 innings and not really crush you and keep you sort of competitive if you can hit the other team's 4th or 5th starter. His minor league numbers are absolutely terrible. Now, I like the Phils here. We're talking off air. I was like, I kind of moved down the run line in this one myself. Yesterday, this not pay off because I saw Stroman's regular season numbers this year, not good. He goes to minors, gets shelled. It was a wild one in the Bronx yesterday, 12-5 or whatever it ended up. I feel like, is this going to happen again to me where I think a guy's going to get beat up? He pitches decent. Is the run line going to come back and hurt me here? But this is your game here. 225 is a giant number. Maybe a total of 9 over, thinking he gets hit. What do you think?
Well, first of all, Sean, I'd like to talk about my weekend as far as baseball is concerned. I didn't do so well in baseball, but thank goodness for the WNBA. And people don't understand, money is green no matter which sport you're betting. WNBA 6-1 on the week, swept the board with megabucks, lost my plays in Major League Baseball. But there was a silver lining because this weekend in Las Vegas, I went by a park and saw 4 Little League All-Star games being played at one time. And these kids were good. And it was great to see their uniforms and watch them. And it's just something about baseball. Doug, you were lucky to go to Colorado. I sat and watched the Little League, and I probably got just as much out of it as you did seeing the Rockies, and maybe they're playing at the same level as well. But getting back to this Philadelphia and San Diego series, it's an awful big number to be giving a team like the Padres, 7 games over 500 plus $477 on the year. But Zach Wheeler at 35 is having his finest season, and he's coming off a great year. Last year he had 200 innings and only gave up 139 hits with 225 Ks. He's doing the same thing this year. 7-3, 2.4 ERA, 99 innings, 66 hits, 126 Ks, almost the same ratio. The Mets couldn't use him, of course. And he's 4-1 lifetime over San Diego, but the ERA is at 2.06. If he can pitch that ERA, I think you take Philly on the money line. I'm not looking to lay that kind of number, where none of us are really. And Matt Waldron is getting his first start of the year for the Padres. And I think Philadelphia's got the advantage here, a major advantage. And believe it or not, Philadelphia, 14 games over 500, is a minus $7 if you bet them $100 each day. But I would play Philadelphia on the run line, and hopefully they can do it in 8 at-bats.
Run line minus 110. This is where I'd be on this one. Wheeler's numbers at home, at 177 batting average against a .84 whip. Last 7, he's been fabulous. We've seen a couple guys, him included, you hit that mid-30s, we think it's at this tail end. You're just so far ahead of these young batters because all they want to do is go swing for the fences. And if you're pretty good, you go from pretty good to almost awesome nowadays with a good pitcher. Because I think the hitters just are just not trying to get on base. They just, everything's home run and exit velocity and a bunch of nonsense. And you're a good pitcher, you're going to shine. Run line here, free pick Phillies minus 110 for Chip. He's got a top game up right now for Major League Baseball Gamblers World. Go get it. And there's no WNBA on a Monday because they're back doing the potato salad on Monday. They're getting ready to cook the meals for the week before they travel. The ladies, I'm just busting out lady. I got to make jokes.
Hey, now.
You say 24-6? Are you 24-6 on the season? Is that what that rolled up here on the chat? 24-6, 80% in WNBA?
Actually, I think I'm a game off of that. I'm a bit under that, but 6-1 with the megabuck plays as well. So, like I said, just being able to single out one game a day when you're only playing 3 or 4, it's been working out quite well for me. And, people got to cash in on this. This is an opportunity here. I mean, I don't know why you'd bet the Kentucky Derby, but or anything else. If it's a winner, it's a winner, regardless.
Hey, listen, WNBA, CFL, Derby, UVL, whatever. If you're going to cap it and you're going to win, that's off to you. I got a tiny little brain. I can't fit any more in there. I can fit more in my stomach.
Sean, a lot of people don't want to play because they don't know much about it. But you don't have to know anything about it. You just follow our instructions. Play the team we're giving you. That's all there is to it.
And Chip has been on top of WNBA. Doug, not that we're going to talk about WNBA with you, but any thoughts on the Philly Padre game, or maybe you got some WNBA thoughts as well?
Well, I do. My thought is Chip is doing wonderful. Okay, in the WNBA, and I agree with him 100%. Okay, is that just because you don't know necessarily anybody besides Caitlin Clark doesn't mean you can't win. Right, so there's a reason that everybody at Gamblers World, including the three of us, some people don't like to think this way, but we're experts. This is what we do every day. And when I say every day, I mean that almost literally. Yes. And so that being the case, I mean, for example, both Sean and I were on vacation and we didn't miss one day of picks. Right. Okay. So that tells you what you need to know. I mean, we're still working it. So jump on with Chip with some WNBA action. Nice. And a lot of people joined me hockey. A lot of people don't think about hockey, but yet I had a fantastic year. Right. So make sure that you jump in with Chip on this one. Now, as far as this game, I have another Monday Mauler package, but it's 2 games instead of 1 today, by the way. And so you can pick that up at a special price. And one of the games is the side between Philadelphia and San Diego. So I'm going to go with the total instead. Now look at the Phillies. Last week, they were on the road. They scored 13 on Friday night against Atlanta. They won 13-0. They scored 4 other runs in the other 5 games. Okay. So not real good. Now, Zach Wheeler giving up 1 earned run or less in 7 of his last 8 starts. Matt Waldron making his season debut for San Diego because he's been out with a strained oblique. I have a question for both of you guys and the listening audience. How does a knuckleball pitcher strain an oblique? Okay. Just asking, like an answer. Okay. On that one. So Wheeler has enjoyed a lot of success, okay, against San Diego. So why is the total 9? Okay, I mean, you put all those things together, it doesn't make any sense. Phillies, though, number 3 in baseball in home scoring. I think that, and with Wheeler, I used this a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact. With Wheeler at home, when the total is 8.5 to 10, he's now 13-2 over. I'm going over the 9 in this one.
Over the 9 for Doug. I'm agreeing with Chip on the run line here with the Phillies minus 110. Again, these are the free picks. Chip's best bet right now. His top money MLB plays at gamblersworld.net. As I mentioned, WNBA, it's official here for the season. 24-6, 80% for WNBA. Not bad. Doug had mentioned we were away for a couple days. Yeah, Doug's away. He only hit 62.5% of his games while he's relaxing in Colorado. And I went 8-4, 66.7% there at the beach. And again, quote unquote experts or stuff or people buying pay. This is why I could come out and say, you know what? It's not a sport I love. I'm not going to really do it. Doug's going to say, hey, I love the horses. I know the horses. I'm going to give you a bunch of winners in the Preakness, in the Derby. He got them done for you. Chip's rolling WNBA. Same thing with Canadian Football League, stuff like that. We all know our limitations. Sometimes you're better in one sport than the other. That is why you pay. That is why you pay experts, quote unquote, because you see the results here. We got the leaderboard. We got you covered. Right? Gamblersworld.net. Go get it. 3 7:30 packages guaranteed. Let's move on to the Yankees. Off a big win over the Athletics, 12-5 yesterday. I had the A's, a little loser there. I had to because of Stroman. Now you got Rodon, who I like. I like the signing. When he's on, when he's healthy, he's a pretty darn good pitcher no matter where he's pitching. Scherzer, sure, you're in the Hall of Fame. This is your 3rd start back. You went 3 innings. You went 5 innings. You gave up a couple runs. You are what you are at 45 or however heck old you are here. This price here, boy, oh boy, I almost want to take the Yanks. It's really the top where I go. I don't like going over 140, 150, 160. It's run line is plus 115. Rodon's numbers are great. I'm not a huge lover of the Blue Jays. I think for the last 4 years, they're always, well, is this the year, right? Gausman, Barrios, Bissett, Kikuchi, now Scherzer. They always bring in a bunch of pitchers. You think, here we go. Vladdy, Biggio, who's gone now.
Bichette.
Bichette, Springer, all these cats, bats, Kirk, whoever, can never gel together. I'm a Yankee guy in this spot, though. But this is your game. Go for it here. Rodon, 145, 8.5 over Scherzer.
Yes, and just to let you know then too, 14-4 more recently in Major League Baseball across the board. So a nice streak going along here. You know, maybe it was just I was in the land of enchantment for a few days from New Mexico, and maybe too much Coors. I don't know. Just this game puzzles me. Okay, it seems like the Yankees should be an easy choice. Okay, on this one, but it's just something about it doesn't feel right to me. You know, here's Toronto. They're three games back in the loss column to the Yankees now, so they're right there. This is a 4-game series, so this is an important series essentially for both teams, but particularly for Toronto playing at home. I'm looking at Rondon. You know, he to start the season, not only was he winning and pitching good, he was striking out a lot of guys. Okay. I mean, regularly 7 to 10 batters. But in the last couple of starts this month, he's not striking out as many batters, still walking a few too many, but he's still getting guys out. So that's a strong point. But I'm looking at the strikeout total for his is 5.5 for Rondon. And like I said, he's been slipping. He's been under that total 3 of his last 4 starts. You have Toronto, who is number 1 in baseball in fewest strikeouts, okay, as batters. Now, not quite as good. They're number 10 against left-handed pitchers. So that's a little bit different deal here. But Rondon has made, I think, 4 starts against Toronto. It has an ERA over 8. Okay, there. So I'm looking at this. He's had some success against Toronto hitters in terms of strikeouts, but I just don't know that he's going to get it done today. So I think he's going to end up at 5, whether he pitches 5 innings, whether he pitches 6. So I'm going to go under 5.5 strikeouts for Carlos Rondon on Monday night.
Player prop action from Doug Upstone. Under the 5.5. He's like, this number, I don't care about a side or total. I'm looking at a player prop Rodon under 5.5 Ks. Chip, what do you think about the player prop there?
A player prop might be the way to go if you can't, if you can't decide on the side. And, Doug, I agree with you on one thing. This Toronto team is like the San Diego of the National League. Every year they're supposed to be something. They're supposed to evolve and maybe a threat, and it just doesn't pan out. They are, like he said, though, only 3 games behind the Yankees. Max Scherzer, he hasn't had a winning start. Let's put it this way. 2018, 2019 was the last time he was a viable starter. He won 20. He went 20-9 for 2 years for the Mets. That's over 2 years. He hasn't won 20 games in the last 4 years combined. And I think this game goes under altogether. Both teams play under for the total for the game because the Yankees just haven't been hitting. I mean, Judge has been fairly consistent, but everyone else, they're not scoring runs. And Toronto, like I said, they're facing Rondon. Rondon's having one of his best years and best seasons in years. We got 9-5, ERA under 3, and control was always his issue. I mean, now he's got the control, and he's striking people out. He's throwing the innings, and I think both these teams stay under the total.
Under from Chip in this one. I'm looking at Scherzer's numbers because, man, this guy. It's all been downhill since basically 2021. 2022 is a decent year, and then
injuries, older pitcher with injuries. Go figure, right?
Yeah. So again, and a guy with a lot of mileage, a lot of strikeouts. I mean, 300 Ks in the season. I mean, we're not ageless, folks. It's going to catch up with you. Official pick though. Let's go under 5.5 here from Doug Upstone. His Monday Maulers up now on MLB at GamblersWorld.net. Go get our best bets at GamblersWorld.net. Doug with his Monday Mauler, Chip with his top money play. I got a 3-pack Gamblers World. Again, the free picks, 6-2 last week. We want them all to win. 32-38 with MLB. And away we go with game number 3. Yours truly here, San Fran and Arizona. Doug stomping around here. Ryan Nelson, a small underdog here. Webb and the Giants. Webb 135. Take back looks about a 115, 120 spot here. Total of 8. The Diamondbacks continue to show the bullpen of what not to do in Major League Baseball. Holy cow. I got an over ticket holding on by a thread because this looks like a 500 team. But let's be honest. I can see Kelly being dealt, Rodriguez being dealt, Suarez being dealt. I can see this team going from 500 to a 68-win team because they'll just gut it up. Like, why pay? I could just see them getting rid of a bunch of cats. All that being said, I kind of like Arizona here. You're going to give me 120 with Ryan Nelson. We can make fun of the guy. I'm looking at his numbers.
Oh,
he gave up 7 runs at Cincinnati. 3 hits, 3 innings, 7 runs. Since he was really crushing the ball during that little streak there, right? We see teams get hot. His other starts, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. 6 2/3, 4 hits, 0 runs. 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 unearned run. 5 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run. 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. Obviously, the home run has been a problem for the Cat. I should probably just go a first 5 in this game with the bullpens, but I don't. I like pain. We talked about the soft air. I don't mind. I'll take a shot with this crap bullpen. Full game. Again, I'm not going to bash Webb. There's nothing I can say. Webb's a great pitcher. He's been pitching really well on the road, at home lately. This is just me taking Ryan Nelson, who's been solid in his starts, 1 bad one, versus a Giant offense that you got Devers. That's great. Still have problems scoring runs. 120 as a home dog here. 115, whatever your number you shop around with. Give me Arizona and Ryan Nelson, doggy winner here. Doug.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna combine both your thought process and a little bit of how Chip looks at things. Okay, and what I mean by take what you just said and looking at the starting pitchers in this game. I mean, Webb, 2.24, 2.25 ERA. Nelson's under 3 in this one. But then Chip also likes to look at look at the teams. Okay, just get the full picture and look at these teams. Could these teams be any colder than what they are? Giants 1-5 last week, lost to Miami and the White Sox. Okay, swept by Miami. The D-backs, they've lost 4 in a row. Okay, right. And the last 3 were at home against Miami, so they were also swept by Miami. Previous to that, they lost at Chicago. And if you go back to the last loss the Diamondbacks had before that, it was against Colorado. I mean, how awful are you playing to lose against teams like this? So I'm looking at Logan Webb. He's an absolute freaking horse. Okay, he's amazing. Nelson's been on a good roll. I'm looking at Webb. When his team's a favorite, okay, in this price range, he is 7-0 under. Yes, I'm going to roll the dice with the Arizona bullpen. I'm hoping that I go 1-1 into the top of the 9th, and maybe I got a shot, okay, on that one. I'll go under 8.
1-1 top 9th. It goes to 11 innings, and the game is 13-8.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Under for Doug. Chip, what do you got?
You know what Doug said. Neither of these teams are playing all that well. Giants have lost 5 of 6 last week. Arizona comes in losing 4 in a row. And I think a lot of people, including myself, are a little disappointed what we've gotten out of the Diamondbacks so far. Expected a little bit more from them. Ryan Nelson, like you said, he's tougher than people might realize. 60 innings, only 43 hits. My problem here with this game is that the Giants are such a heavy favorite. It actually turned my head on the road. And it isn't like the Giants were coming in as the Yankees or some teams like the Dodgers had a prohibitive favorite. But Logan Webb is the reason. I would say, you mentioned that, Doug. I mean, 7-5. His ERA is under 2.5. 6-3 lifetime against his Arizona team. Mm-hmm. And I usually look to take Arizona, but this year they just have been so disappointing. With that number, with the Giants being this big a favorite on the road, I think it's the Giants. And I don't think I'd give it out. I didn't use it as a play, obviously, but they started $1.50, and I think that's a pretty high price. And Arizona's just not getting it done, and I think that's the reasoning behind it. So I would lay the Giants. Nothing heavy though. I'd take the Giants because I'm an old New York Giant fan too.
Listen, as you said, it started at $1.50. Now it's down to $1.35. So again, my official pick here for the show, we're taking Arizona. And the plus, what do we got out here? Plus 115 we got? plus 115 spot? Yes, Arizona plus 115, official show pick for me. Again, these are the free picks. Arizona plus 115, Rodon under 5.5 Ks, Phillies run line minus 1.5, 32 and 38 with the free picks. We're down a little bit. Plenty of baseball left to get in the plus. Now, plus money, gamblersroll.net. That's where our best bets, all of our top plays on. 3-pack for me, the Monday Mauler from Doug, top MLB from Chip Chirimbes. All 3 7:30 packages are guaranteed. Go get it. We're a month away from the Hall of Fame game. College football, week 0, right around the corner. It's, man, like we were joking. I was joking. See you next month. It's July. Next thing you know, it's going to be August. Then it's week 1 NFL bowl games. Man, oh man, the days pass by very fast, Chip. And this day in sports, I'm sure something great happened in 1938.
We got something before that, but I'll get to it. We're talking about June 30th. I'm going to be quick with some of this. In 1994, this is the date, and there's 2 things happened on this date in 94. Tanya Harding was banned from the U.S. Skating Federation, and we obviously know why. And O.J. Simpson pretrial started the same day. And I'm going to go 1978. Poor Larry Doby. You know, he's a second fiddle every time he turned around. He married a divorced woman. He was second black player to ever play in the major leagues, and also the second black manager on this date in 1978 was assigned as a manager for the Chicago White Sox. He had played for the Cleveland Indians. He was fired within a year with a 37-50 record. But what I wanted to talk about on June 30th was that in 1908, Sean, here you go, guy by the name of Cy Young, 41-year-old Cy Young, pitched his 3rd no-hitter, and that was against the New York Highlanders on the same date in 1963. Now, Cy Young was considered probably the greatest right-hander of all time, maybe the greatest left-hander. Sandy Koufax pitched the first of his 4 no-hitters against the Mets on the same day. And you know, I wanted to do a little research on it. 22 years for Cy Young, only about 11 for Sandy Koufax. Give me a minute and just listen to the consecutive season wins for Cy Young. 27, 36, 33, 26, 35, 28, 21, 33, and 32. And, you know, 511 wins. He pitched on 2 days rest a lot of times. I was checking the boxes, and it was really kind of amazing. Now, Sandy Koufax, who pitched a no-hitter on this day, if you want to do a comparison for one of the great lefties of all time, 165 wins, 87 losses, an ERA 2.7. Cy Young's ERA was 2.63. And the thing about Sandy Koufax, he was 36 and 40 from 1955 to 1960, his first 6 years. And the rest of the time in his career, he had 130 wins and only 44 losses. He had in some incredible years as well. Consecutively, until he retired, 25 and 5, 19 and 5, 26 and 8, 27 and 9, ERAs 1.8, 1.7, 2.0, and 1.7. Sandy Koufax's numbers, as far as wins and volume, doesn't match Cy Young, but these are some of the great numbers of all time. The year he retired, 27 and 9 with a 1.73, the most wins of his career and the lowest ERA of his career, and that's when he retired, and it was a shock to most people because he had that 6-year window, which is one of the most incredible things you could statistically you can say. And by the way, 1958, when he was just starting to get in starters, his control was his major problem, and the Dodgers couldn't even use him. And he threw 17 wild pitches the first year he pitched as a regular starter. And then, like I said, Sandy, don't try and throw it through a brick wall. Just throw it so they can hit it. And once he started that, nobody could hit it. And he was throwing too hard. Cy Young, Sandy Koufax, my opinion, probably the greatest righty and the greatest lefty in the game. June 30th, both pitches no-hitters. One his 3rd no-hitter at 41, and the other one his first no-hitter of 4. And at that time, when Sandy Koufax had finished 4 no-hitters, there was no Nolan Ryan yet. So there was no one throwing 7 no-hitters out there. But that's baseball, June 30th.
He retired at what, 30, Koufax?
Koufax, I'm not quite sure of his age. He only had 11 years in the bigs.
Yeah, I think it was like 30 or 31.
He signed out of high school, Lafayette in Brooklyn. So I think he was about 30 when he retired because if he came out at 18 and had 11 years, it figures.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I remember watching Koufax, and it was just I didn't get a chance to see Cy Young. They didn't have TV back then.
The one of the best still to this day. The only other Carlton was more of a slider,
Right.
but best curveball I've ever seen. The old expression of either Uncle Charlie or 12-6.
Right.
That was Koufax's curveball. I remember that as a kid.
And you mentioned who's the big lefty for Philadelphia?
Steve Carlton. Yes.
He won. What was it? 40% of his team's games one year. Played on the worst team in baseball, and they won 27 games. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think they won 61 that year, as I recall. Yeah. I mean, to me, of any pitching accomplishment, I would say that's as good. I'm not saying the best. Yeah, because
Jacob DeGrom would have put up those numbers and went 1-24.
Well, there was a year Gidry in 1970. I think Gidry went 25-3, and he had like 16 wins after a Yankee loss. So that individual seasons, sometimes these numbers are just they're ridiculous. You have to shake your head.
Yeah, and Koufax retired because he said his elbow was killing him.
Yeah.
That's why he
had to ice down, after every single game. And I remember when they announced his retirement. I was at like a award dinner for, I think it was, who knows, baseball, football, whatever it was when you were a kid, right? And the guy got up. J. Walter Kennedy, who was president of the NBA at that time, former mayor of Stamford, Connecticut, was the host speaker, and he's the one that broke the news to everybody out there, and that was kind of wild.
No. Anyway, Chip bringing up his nice
personal roasted chicken. But I never faced
roasted chicken award dinner he had back in 55.
I'm sure the award wasn't going to me, but I had to attend anyway.
Let me guess, Chip. Now you might not remember this for sure, but I'll take a shot at it. Okay, did they serve chicken?
Yes, I believe so. And it bounced. Talk about rubber surfing.
Yes. That was the second place award, the rubber chicken. Yes.
But I just remember I was a Giant fan, so when they announced Koufax was retiring, I was really happy because coming off that year, but it was really sad because anytime he had a start, I mean, you paid attention.
And to this day, still considered one of the all-time best gentlemen in life. Forget sports.
Yes. He was very much so.
Beloved character. Yeah, for sure.
A little before my time, but the stats will always be in my time. Those seasons are just incredible when you look at these numbers on Baseball Almanac. But there you go. This Day in Sports from Chip, as always. Again, the free picks are the free picks. Rodon under 5.5 strikeouts for Doug. Phillies run line minus 115 for Chip. I'll be taking the Arizona Diamondbacks plus 115. Best bets, top plays, premium action at gamblersworld.net. We all have games up today, Major League Baseball. The Monday Mauler from Doug. Top money play from Chip. I got a 3-pack. Go get it. Back tomorrow, next month. It's well set to see these gentlemen in a month. I don't know what I'll do with myself. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.